Welcome to Shooby Dooby Doo Wop, a podcast where we talk about pop music, specifically by deep diving a random UK top 10. Do you remember a guy that's been in such an early song? Respectfully, I say to thee, there's music in the air if you give me the night. I don't want to talk. I believe you want to get up and dance. Oh yeah? You got to live or else you die. Though it's not important for you to know my name, I'm Andy Robinson.
And I'm James Cook.
All right to know yours. Hey James, what UK randomly chose top 10 from the past are we doing this week?
We are looking at the UK Top 10 Singles Chart from the 23rd of August, 1980.
1980, whereabout were you? In what stage of life were you in on the 23rd of August 1980, just to reiterate?
I was 3 years old. I don't remember anything. My brother would have been 3 and a bit months old, so I would have been mainly trying to drown him. You?
Well, James, weirdly, talking about drowning your brother, to talk of life, you do have to talk of death a little bit. Well, yeah, I mean, I was 11 years old, and I'm going to say, what with disease, death and decay about to enter my life, it might have been my last time of total innocence. That's how I've chose to introduce it.
Okay.
I think about pop music and death, right? So I loved Elvis Presley from December 76. He died August 77. Listening to this chart from August 1980, I remember being into the Beatles. A few months later, John Lennon dies. I mean, weirdly, I sort of had a little bit of a heavy David Bowie phase just before he died. So I'm saying I might be a jinx. And all I'm saying is, looking at my Spotify Wrapped playlist this year, Olivia Rodrigo must be shitting herself. Sorry, Olivia, I'm going into you. You're dead. 11-year-old, though, into pop music, into Top of the Pops at least.
Yeah, do you remember these songs?
I remember them well. I mean, I didn't buy any of them at the time. I bought subsequently. I reckon I purchased about 60% of these songs on compilations and greatest hits and what. I mean, that counts, doesn't it? Should we talk about the context of 1980 a bit, see how that goes?
What was going on in the world? I was 3 and oblivious to all of it.
The week before the 23rd August 1980, Cozy Powell had just left Rainbow, Jules Holland had just quit Squeeze, and Bill Ward walked out from Black Sabbath. I mean, there were wars and droughts going on too, but I thought we'd just concentrate on the music news. Also in the top 40, just generally, there was Joan Armour Trading, Black Sabbath, The Beat, Dexys Midnight Runners, and ELO.
Strong Midlands representation.
I'm also going to say the Detroit Spinners. Can we have them as well while we're going?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
I've got some stats about the chart.
I love your stats.
There are 4 UK number ones in this top 10. There are 2 cover versions, 3 songs going up, 6 songs going down, and 1 new entry for a total net movement of positive 5.
I like it when you talk about the net movement, of course, very important.
I mean, it is a stat that I've just made up. No one else is doing it. There are 6 British artists, 3 American and 1 Swedish. There are 5 groups and 5 solo artists.
I believe there to be 4 songs about the complexities of love, 4 songs about the effects of music itself, 1 song of isolation and death, and 1 existential lament concerning the nature of a partner's working day and commute. However, annoyingly, there were only 2 key changes and they're spunked away in the same song. Hey, you can always listen to the Spotify playlist while we're banging on about the songs that we're going to be talking about in the description of the Spotify playlist and a YouTube playlist.
Yep, there is also a YouTube playlist, so you can watch the videos, although a few of the songs here don't have music videos. We always try and link to the official group's video where we can, and one of the songs isn't on Spotify, so the only place you can see/hear it is on our YouTube playlist.
There we go. As if things couldn't get more complicated, real flipping platforms. You can either listen to these songs before, during or after. But we always recommend it makes, well, just a bit of music makes everything better, doesn't it? There are another half a dozen songs on our playlist that were in the top 75 on the 23rd of August 1980. But would you believe they never ever got to be top 10 songs, and we get into them in our special bonus tracks podcast?
Featuring The Clash, Michael Jackson, Shaky, a song telling you to shut up, and a reflection of a recovering bimbo.
You shut up. You can join our Patreon community for free. The bonus tracks podcast costs less than 1 kilogram of crunchy nut cornflakes a month, which were very popular and invented in 1980. So we got a message from the Action Men. So did details follow.
Number 10.
Down 3 to number 10. It's George Benson with Give Me the Night, Give Me the Night, one of them. What is it?
It's Give Me the Night. Sadly, a song that isn't about chess. This song is a favourite of mine. It crops up on my playlists quite a lot. It's a yacht rock classic. It's not rock, but it is yacht rock. It has been classified as such.
By whom?
By the Yacht Rock Authority.
The YRA. It's fun to stay with them.
No, I'm a big fan of Give Me the Night. I think it's a floor filler, and it is a Rod Temperton classic.
Rod Temperton, who, of course, most famous for Thriller.
Also wrote Boogie Nights, Rock With You, Off the Wall, Baby Come to Me, Yamo Be There, and Sweet Freedom. And where's he from?
I don't know.
Cleethorpes.
Well done, Rod Temperton.
The bloke who wrote Thriller and Give Me the Night is from Cleethorpes.
Yeah.
And that, I think, is a wonderful thing. At the time of his death in 2016, he had homes in Los Angeles, France, Fiji, Switzerland, and Kent, but not Cleethorpes. I think that speaks volumes.
Well, he could go and visit his mum or something. He didn't need to buy a house in Cleethorpes. George Benson, let's say, respected jazz. I like the fact he's got a pop hit, as it were, so that puts him in the realm of pop stars. I mean, he's brilliant in the way he sings, the way he plays guitar, the way he sings and plays guitar at the same time. Often, at least watching the video, doing it backwards on roller skates as well. Come on.
Yeah, it is almost like he's gone, oh, you want me to sing and play the guitar? Shall I do it backwards on roller skates as well? Yes, please.
So, you've got this chord. F minor 7th, B flat minor 7th, C minor 7th, and then a lovely D flat major 7th. Yeah?
Yeah.
Stick them together. Yeah, or blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And then that goes also into so Give Me the Night. Same chords for the chorus. I mean, I love that little bit in there. Oh, while there's music in the air and lots of whatever that is. Loving.
Lots of loving everywhere.
Everywhere.
And you wonder, what have you stumbled into there, George Benson? There's loving everywhere. I don't think we're supposed to be in this room.
I like it in the video. There is loving everywhere because part of his, let's call it, chatting up this woman, takes her to a hot dog van.
Yes, yeah, and then they have champagne. They have hot dogs and champagne. And I just thought, George Benson, you old sophisticate.
I mean, we're banging on about the video a little bit. Have you any idea who the girl he takes to the hot dog van and the night out is?
No.
She is the woman, Ola Ray, who is the girl Michael Jackson was chatting up in the Thriller video.
Is it the same woman?
Yeah.
Wow, so another connection with Thriller.
Yep.
There.
And with Quincy Jones, possibly. I mean, he produced Thriller, he produced this record, so maybe Quincy said, I know a girl called Ola who likes to be harassed by a man while she's out and about in a pop video setting.
Do you think she preferred having hot dogs and champagne or being chased by a werewolf? Which would you prefer?
Well, for the thrills of it, probably the latter, but you know.
By the way, do you know what Quincy Jones's middle name was?
No.
Delight.
Oh, really?
So at some point he could have said, well, Delight is my middle name. Do you know why Delight was his middle name?
No, go on.
Well, I don't know really why, but I know that his dad's middle name was Delight as well. So it was like a family thing, I suppose.
Do you know the story of the guitar solo?
In this song?
Yeah.
No.
So he's playing it, scatting along, isn't he, George Benson? He's playing along with his own amazing guitar playing. And apparently, some engineer wiped the guitar solo, accidentally, or part of it at the end. And they drafted in an amazing session guitar player called Lee Rittentour. And he had to reproduce George Benson scatting and singing along. And so they slipped in a bit of Lee Rittentour on there as well. That's a little bit of what I like to call pop recording trivia.
Well, they're not the only people scatting on this song. There's a female voice scatting on the song. Do you know who that is?
No.
It's Quincy Jones's goddaughter, Patty Austin, who would go on to sing Baby Come to Me with Michael McDonald, which was written by Rod Temperton. It all connects, all comes together. Patty Austin had a ticket for, have you ever seen the movie United 93?
Nope.
About the plane on 9/11 that goes down in the field.
Yeah, I watched it. I thought it was a bit far-fetched, the whole event.
Must you? Patty Austin had a ticket for that flight, but then her mother was ill, so she didn't get on the plane.
I get ya. I like that. Someone claiming something they nearly did for history. That's going to come up in the rest of the programme, I'm going to say.
There's another sort of aviation disaster-based thing coming up as well.
I mean, spoiler alert, I am largely effusive about all this top 10 you're about to hear, maybe at least. This is good. International Tutor on 2941 on YouTube says that this song describes how precious a night can be with someone you cherish. This is a reminder that best things in life are free, and we often don't appreciate these moments until years later.
The best things in life are free. For example, this podcast is free. However, the bonus tracks are not.
Do it, James.
The best things in life are free, but also the bonus tracks, which are for Patreon subscribers only, are also really good.
We have to periodically remind you we are digitally busking, but we're still talking about George Benson, and there is music in the air and lots of loving everywhere.
Yep, 10-time Grammy winner, George Benson, also a Jehovah's Witness.
Really?
Yes.
Cool.
Do you know who plays the keyboards on this?
No!
Herbie Hancock.
Wow. It has a pedigree. George Benson, Herbie Hancock, known for jazz, aren't they? They're amazing jazz musicians. I suppose Herbie Hancock in, let's call it the popular world, known for Rocket. George Benson known for Give Me the Night. So I like it when these people have let's call it a chart hit.
Yeah, and you can always tell when it's a jazz musician who's written a pop song
Go
just
on.
by when you were saying the names of the chords.
Yeah.
It wasn't just a letter. It was a letter and then loads of extra stuff
Minor sevenths and that.
Yeah, that's how you can tell. Proper musicians have written this. Not just some idiot in his bedroom.
Proper musicians will be, in fact, idiots in their bedroom will be fuming with you right now.
Yeah, damn it, that's our key demographic as well.
Darn if we've lost it.
Number 9.
Up 4 places to number 9, Tom Hark by the Piranhas. Tom Hark by the Piranhas. Champions League, we're having a laugh. Harry Kane, he's one of our own.
Might be one of the most covered pop songs in the football terraces ever, this song, hadn't it?
Lots and lots of different versions of it.
I've heard a version, we're on the piss, we're having a laugh. That was sung once.
Fill in the words from whatever your team want to sing about.
I heard one version once that went, Wayne Rooney, Wayne Rooney, Wayne Rooney. It was Wayne. It wasn't as lyrically as adventurous as we're on the piss and having a laugh, I must say.
This is not the only song in the top 10 we're talking about this week that's got a football chant.
Oh, cool. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm looking forward to that.
And this, of course, is a cover version in and of itself.
Tell me all about this song. I imagine it is a old folk song. It's got that sort of melody to it, I believe.
An old folk song from where?
Jamaica?
No, South Africa.
Ah, okay. My apologies.
It's a quaila.
What?
A quaila, which is a penny whistle-based street music thing from Southern Africa. Tom Hark. Who's that? Who's Tom Hark?
I do not know.
It looks like a typo of Tom Hanks, doesn't it? It's not. Tom Hark probably means tomahawk, which was a popular weapon among the street gangs of South Africa. And that's probably why it's called Tom Hark.
Great words, James. I think we shall both, for all them facts, we'll both have to start donating to Wikipedia.
If this podcast does well. If the Patreon does well.
Yeah. Hey, Patreon, blah, blah, blah.
So it was first released in 1956 by the brilliantly named Elias and his Zigzag Jive Flutes.
Jive flutes?
Yep,
Nice.
his Zigzag Jive Flutes.
My apologies.
And he sold 3 million copies of that worldwide. Huge hit in the 50s. It was most likely written by member of Elias and his Zigzag Jive Flutes, Aaron Big Voice Jack LaRolle, who got paid $15 for writing this by the original producer Ernest Beauparpet, who took the credit and the royalties of a record that sold 3 million copies.
Ernest, you arsehole.
But the fact that I know about who actually wrote it now means that it has sort of been corrected retrospectively. As was often the way in the 50s, if something was really popular, loads of different versions of it were made, particularly if it was an instrumental.
Yes.
So a version would become the theme tune to the 1958 British drama series The Killing Stones, starring Donald Pleasance and Geoffrey Palmer, among others, a series that was all about diamond mining in South Africa. That series is lost forever. The tapes have been wiped.
Aww.
We know it happened.
Yeah.
We know that was the theme tune, but you can never ever watch it. As a result, it has an IMDb rating of, we don't know. It had also been covered by Millie.
Yes, I knew that version.
Yeah, My Boy Lollipop. Also,
Did you know that version?
I don't know.
Different words completely to the Piranhas. Tom Hark, as far as I can remember from the Millie version, well, I remember because I listened to it last night while I was thinking about this. Can't quite make out the lyrics, but it just seems to be about a boy called Tom Hark and dancing and let's go and have a good time. This is not the Piranhas' take on it at all.
No, the Piranhas come up with their own lyrics. The lyrics were written by a member of the Piranhas, Boring Bob Grover. What a great nickname. And the lyrics appear to be about everybody dying in a big war.
It is a philosophical treatise, if that's the right way of pronouncing treatise, is it?
Yeah, that'll do.
Thanks. I'm going to say it's got a philosophical edge to it, this song, James. I got into it.
Yeah, and of course it's 1980, so it's peak Cold War time.
Yep.
So the threat of everyone dying was there. It was an undercurrent to everything that was going on in the world.
Let's quote the first verse directly. Does anybody know how long to World War III? I want to know. I want to book my holiday. They want me in the army, but I just can't go. I'm far too busy listening to the radio. Nice, isn't it?
Yeah, it's about dancing. Dancing as the bombs fall.
And also, like I say, I thought this was, in many ways, Socratic. The whole thing's daft. I don't know why. You have to laugh or else you cry. You have to live or else you die. And then they reiterate, you have to laugh or else you cry. I mean, they're good lyrics, aren't they?
Yeah.
My friends say that we're heading for a grotty time. It's just a bit of slapstick and a pantomime. We're heading for disaster, but I just don't care. Shut your eyes and count to 10. You won't be there.
What's the point worrying about impending nuclear doom? You might as well have a disco.
I like the use of the word pantomime, James. You know, at least once a week, I like to throw one of these on you.
Sorry.
I mean, it had to be done, didn't it, at some point? Yeah. So I thought, you know me, James, once a week, can you think of any other songs with the word pantomime in? No, nor me. Email us in to shubipodcast@gmail.com if you can think of any, just if you can think of any words. Hopefully not ending in off. But we go, so I'm going to give you a little, I'm looking at brainyquote.com now, James. I'm going to give you a little quiz about who's used the word pantomime in a quote. I'm trying to keep it pop music based, and you've got to guess who said it, yeah?
Okay.
The whole thing has become a pantomime. Who said that?
Widow Twanky.
No. Unless Sid Vicious has got a new role in life. Maybe that's where he's gone. He just turns up at provincial theatres.
What, Simon Ferocious?
I saw, this is an incredible quote, I think, and something for us to get our head round. I saw Marty Pellow in pantomime in Glasgow one time.
Have I got to guess who said that? Marty Pellow's mom?
No pop points to you. It was Lewis Capaldi.
I've seen Marty Pellow in pantomime.
Have you?
In Birmingham.
Is he good?
Yeah, it's good.
He's always working, Marty Pellow. My mum's is warm for his form, let's say, so I always hear about what Marty Pellow's been up to. And if he's not doing a gig or doing a spoken word, he's doing some not Broadway show, but he's doing a version of Chicago somewhere or other. This is let's call it a pop star, James. I cannot write poetically, for I am no poet. I cannot make fine artistic phrases that cast light and shadow, for I am no painter. I can neither by signs nor by pantomime express my thoughts and feelings, for I am no dancer, but I can buy tones, for I am a musician.
Yaz.
You're absolutely right. I mean, I never thought you would have got it from that. Amazing. If anybody from the Mozart estate is listening at the moment, get in touch with...
Oh, is it Mozart?
Yeah.
It's got a Z in it. That was close.
Oh, this is a kind of a pop music one, James.
Did Mozart say that, or is that a line from Amadeus?
Or a line from Yaz's autobiography. Who said this? I don't mind being cast as some kind of pantomime baddie, but I am very fair in business. I have always been. I pride myself on being fair. Hey, it wasn't that fella you mentioned, just was it, who stole Tom Hark?
Is it Simon Cowell?
I mean, where's the cannons going off? And the blue. Well done, you, James. Absolutely, Simon Cowell. Let's just do one more and get out of Dodge. When I'm not on tour, my band have to do pantomime. I want to do big gigs to earn them money.
So it's, someone whose band otherwise would be in pantomime. So who's got a band of dwarves?
Tricky, are you saying?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, it's him. Well done.
Yeah. Other members of the Piranhas include Dick Slexia, Zoot Alors, and Alhambra.
They're good names.
I don't think they're their real names. Also, Johnny Helmer, that is his real name.
Who's Johnny Helmer?
Well, he was a founding member of the Piranhas. He was also a founding member of Pookie Snackenberger. Do you know what happened to them?
No.
They became Stomp.
Really?
Stomp, West End show that was all about people stamping. and hitting bin lids.
Yeah.
He was one of the founding members of that.
Amazing.
He also wrote lyrics for Marillion and wrote a novel. Did you watch the video of them on Top of the Pops?
I did. Let's talk about that a little
Because
bit.
this is the song that's not on Spotify.
Yeah.
So the Top of the Pops performance will be the thing that's on our YouTube playlist. What were the things you noticed about that? What's the big thing that jumps out at you, possibly about the drummer?
Well, I mean, it's weird, isn't it? The drummer,
Yeah.
the most handsome of the Piranhas, the most traditionally handsome, let's say. I'm not, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he's at the front, standing up with his shirt off, playing drums with two fish.
Not Fish from Marillion either.
I found the chewing a little bit. I find it repetitive, almost annoying, and sometimes difficult, but mainly joyous. A bit like life itself.
You always hear it at the sports. They play it at the cricket and they play it at the football.
They do it when it's a boundary or something at cricket. Someone's
Yeah.
going on about in the YouTube comments.
Yeah. It always gets played. It's one of them ones. Do you know who the executive producer of this track was?
No.
Pete Waterman.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so he had his ear out for a commercial catchy hook.
Yeah. Also, I don't really know what an executive producer of a record does.
No.
But well done him for getting on the credits.
Musically, it's a two-chord that goes round and round. I could demonstrate it. Reminded me a little bit of You Never Can Tell by Chuck Berry. I think there's a little melodic and chordal similarity. That's all right. I'm only being daft. YouTube comment. This is a good one. Ginger Burns 9125 says, I just found out my local Greg's is reopening, so I've had this on full blast dancing around the house, getting my belly steak bake. It's been a long, long time.
It's a song of celebration, isn't it? Whatever that celebration might be, we've scored a goal, you've scored a 6, Greg's is open, whatever it is. You can just celebrate by listening to somehow. So that's the great strength of this song. Da, 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 da.
But James,
Da, 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 da.
but it's the chorus is so. If you want to get philosophical, which I do for the sake of some content, the whole thing's daft. I don't know why you have to laugh or else you cry. You have to live or else you die. I mean, you can't get more to the point than that, can you? You have to live or else you die.
It's a good point. Good advice.
Yeah. Thanks, Piranhas.
Number 8.
Up 8 to number 8, and it will get to number 1. Is Kelly Marie with Feels Like I'm in Love. Let me give you the 2 facts I learned off YouTube, James. I learned 2 facts off YouTube. Let me tell you. Do you know who wrote it?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Do you know who it was intended for? No, you don't. Let's move on.
All right. Let's talk about who wrote it, because we have mentioned him before. We have
did.
mentioned that he wrote it.
yeah.
It's Ray Dorset from Mungo Jerry, because
Yes.
this is a cover version. It was originally done by Mungo Jerry. And have you listened to the original?
No, I didn't know he'd already done it.
It doesn't sound quite right.
Okay.
Instead of the boop boo, instead of that, which is the thing that makes this song, he's got women going like that, and it sounds
Going what?
sordid and weird.
How was it going? Right. Yeah, that's not as good as boop boo boop boo boop boo.
And who was it intended for then?
Again, this is what I was alluding to earlier. When you make a claim about whatever was said to whoever it was who made a claim, what's on the internet is this song was originally intended for Elvis Presley.
Yes, it was. I have seen that.
Yeah. But you could say that about any song, couldn't you, really? You can write a song and go, yeah, I intended this for Elvis to do, you know.
Yeah.
I'm going to type in Kelly Marie, Feels Like I'm in Love, Elvis Presley. You can hear somebody doing a version of it. It's good, it is. I liked it. My head is a spin, my feet can't touch the ground. All that shit.
Yeah, but if Elvis did it.
Yeah.
This was the third biggest selling single of 1980. Do you know what 2 songs beat it?
No.
Don't Stand So Close to Me by The Police.
Yeah.
And Woman in Love by Barbara Streisand. What do we know of Kelly Marie?
Someone on YouTube, Yul 2B8FM says she reminds me of a funky version of Gillian Anderson from the X-Files, which I quite liked.
Yeah, you can see that.
But I don't like to go on about people's appearance, do I? Unless I've got a moustache, James. Now I forgot. George Benson's got a moustache, but he's so good at roller skating. I'm not going to say what I usually say about people who've got a moustache.
That's good. Should we talk about... Have you watched the video for this?
I mean, I think if you've got a moustache, you look a bit of a bastard. Have I what?
You watched the video, Kelly Marie?
Yeah, I did.
It's good, isn't it?
It is.
It's her and 2 dancers mucking around in London at all the landmarks.
It is.
And they're dressed as sailors.
I liked it at the beginning. She's on a ship and she's got 2 fellas dressed as sailors singing the first verse. It looks a bit like the budget version of that Cher video, if you remember that.
It's the HMS Belfast.
Ah, nice work.
Do you want to know my amazing fact about the HMS Belfast?
No! And then they go... No, go on, I'm only joking. I'm only joking. Go on. Tell me your amazing facts.
Killed all the joins.
No, come on.
The guns on the HMS Belfast, they're deactivated. But if they were to be activated and you were to shoot them, it would blow up London Gate service station.
Oh, God.
That is what they're pointing at.
Really?
Yes.
That's why you should never refuse knowledge and information. I was being surly and childish, and I've learned something good. I mean, they dance around Nelson's column for a bit, don't they? I'm thinking Kelly Marie should be instated as a fourth plinth they're always going on about.
Yeah, maybe. They should get a statue of her and her two dancers. They go outside the House of Commons.
Doing more bloody good than what they're doing in there, yeah?
Yeah.
Huh?
And the steps of St Paul's Cathedral.
Yeah.
And then just some random shopping bits.
And also, at the end, they're back on the ship, and she waves them goodbye from, let's call it a little tugboat, doesn't it? I mean...
It's like a rowing boat she's in, isn't it?
I mean, I like it. One woman dancing around with two fellas, saying she's in love, looking like she's having the weekend of her life. It changed the song to me slightly.
And your heart beats like a drum. Boo, boo. Which is
mean-
not necessarily what a drum goes like, but it doesn't matter.
I mean, they lean into that sound effect, don't they, for the drum throughout the record. And
It's very much a, look what my keyboard can do. Boo, boo. I'm going to put that in it loads.
does this feel like being in love? I mean, my head is in a spin, my feet don't touch the ground, your head goes round and round, your knees are shaking, and your heart beats like a drum. Boo, boo. It's a joyful take on love, isn't it? I mean, a lot of songs about I'm in love, it can be kind of, I'm a bit miserable. It's, you know, love rears its ugly head, to pick one off the top of my head by Living Colour. This isn't that at all, is it? Me personally this week, it reminded me, I can't do it for copyright, but Kelly's so happy, she's really into it. So let's see. No, she means it, every word of it. F. My heart is breaking, baby. You're gonna be. I mean, you can't get simpler.
I can't not do it.
Do it. G, F. So simple, but it reminded me a little bit in terms of sentiment and tempo and mood of that. You know, the Russell song. I feel rich. I feel good.
Yeah.
I feel happy. You know, all that stuff. The notion of just being delighted to be in love.
And also, you can tell from the chords there that this was not written by a jazz musician because there's just the letters.
3 chords does a lot of heavy lifting in this song. Well done, Mungo Jerry.
Yep. And well done, Jacqueline McKinnon, for that is Kelly Marie's real name. In 1973, age 16, she won 4 episodes of Opportunity Knocks under the name Kelly Brown. She had some hits in France and South Africa and Australia in the late 70s, but Feels Like I'm in Love was released first a year before in 1979, but it was a flop until Scottish discos started to play it.
Really?
And then it sort of spread from Scotland down through the north, down to everyone else, and became a disco hit. And then we're like, we've got to re-release it. Everyone's dancing to it at the weekend.
Thank you, Scotland.
Yeah. She never has another top 20 hit again, but she does have 6 kids. Maybe she feels like she's in labour.
Let me throw a little fact I learned off YouTube comments. The 2 sailors she's dancing around with, who did they leave her for and go dancing around with later?
I don't know.
Hazel Dean. That's a
The same
YouTube
guys?
fact. Yeah.
Oh.
They should get together with Ola Ray, the girl from Thriller, and form their own dance troupe.
Yeah. The people what are in some videos.
Number 7.
Down 1 to number 7. Oops Upside Your Head by the Gap Band. Original title, I Don't Believe You Want to Get Up and Dance, brackets, oops.
Is that the original title? The one you sent me on the Spotify list didn't even have Ups Upside Your Head. It just said, I can't believe you want to get up and dance, or whatever it's called.
Yeah, so the version that gets in the charts is sort of the 3.5 minute long version, is called I Don't Believe You Want to Get Up and Dance. Whereas if you search for Oops Upside Your Head on Spotify, the only versions are like 8.5 minutes long.
Better? I listened to one of them by mistake. It was Ups Upside Your Head for longer.
That's a lot of Oops Upside Your Head.
Groovy, man.
Or Oops Upside Your Head, or as it's also known, Ooh Ah Paul McGrath. Said Ooh Ah Paul McGrath. Or if you're a Manchester United fan, Ooh Ah Cantona. Ooh Ah Cantona. Or if you're a Swansea City fan, Ooh Ah Colin West.
Good old Swansea, rejecting what I like to call the tyranny of rhyme.
So what does this song make you think of when you hear
Makes
it?
me think, James. Makes me think of sitting amongst cigarette butts, beer and piss, and and dance. I mean, it's not how I'd like to dance the record. If anything, that's how I'm hoping I'll end my final days in that scenario. But it was a weird dance, wasn't it? Everyone used to sit on the floor to it for some reason, slap the side of the floor.
You sit between each other's legs in a big line.
Yeah.
And there were like different moves. And I guess, does the person at the front decide what they are, or does everyone know what they are? And I just don't know them because, yes, you slap the floor, you sort of roll forwards, roll back.
Yeah. I mean, I heard it on my earpods this week and I thought I'd try it. So I just sat down did the Dance to the 8.5 minutes version. Unfortunately, I was in a service station when it was on and I got arrested because I thought I was part of Extinction Rebellion.
On the 11th of August 2018, on the beach at Dymchurch in Kent, there was a world record attempt at most people doing the Oops Upside Your Head dance. 593 people took part, raising money for a cancer charity. And then, you've seen the TV series Derry Girls.
I haven't yet. It's on my to-watch list.
There's an episode where they go to like a big family do, and the DJs put on a song, and they all get very excited and sit on the floor and do the Oops Upside Your Head dance. But it's not to Oops Upside Your Head. It's to Rock the Boat by the Hughes Corporation.
Okay.
So I remember watching that going, that's odd, because that's not Rock the Boat. That's Oops Upside Your Head that they're doing there. Why are they doing it to Rock the Boat? I was going, could they not get the rights to the song and they've had to change it? But no, it turns out the dance that we on Great Britain do to Oops Upside Your Head, in Ireland, they do to Rock the Boat by the Hughes Corporation.
Well done, Ireland. Reject our stupid ways.
Yeah, so I don't know why that difference exists, but I will say that the world record of that is 1,888 people doing the dance in Derry in 2024.
Now, I realise the Gap Band to me, do you know anything about them? Because I just accepted this record. It's the only one I know by the Gap Band, but it's a trio of brothers, isn't it?
Yes, that's right. Charlie, Ronnie and Robert Wilson. Do you know who their cousin is?
I am going to say it's either Sergeant Wilson from Dad's Army or maybe Frank Wilson from Motown.
It isn't. It's Bootsy Collins.
Nice.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the groove and the funk while we're sitting down on the floor. I mean, it's one Uptown Funk was most based on.
In fact, the Gap Band have a writing credit on Uptown Funk.
Well done, Mark Ronson, because it interpolates it. That's a new word, interpolates it. I think it means steals heavily.
Well, you say that, but then this song is influenced by some others. It's influenced by a couple of songs by Parliament. And my favourite bit in the song, what's the best bit in the song?
I like it best when he goes, stay on the one, having fun. But what's yours?
It's the horn break.
Yeah, I mean,
that's the best bit. It's taken from Disco to Go by the Brides of Funkenstein.
I mean, all right, then let's talk about the funk thing. Are you familiar? I won't do it too long and I'm going to get my guitar, but are you familiar with the funk thing about On the One? That I like, stay on the one, having fun. Do you know what the one is in funk?
No, tell me about that.
All right, so you've got like this kind, let's say you've got this rhythm. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, a lot of music, they would emphasise the 2 and 4, say, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, yeah?
Yep.
But in funk, they have a thing about staying on the 1, so you just go in 1, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, the 1. They kind of emphasise the first beat big time, and that's a great component of funk.
So on the oops of oops.
Upside your head, say, oh yeah. Instead of
upside your head.
You got it. But mainly it's always about the bass, and whoever's playing bass on this record, they whack it on the one, as does everything else.
Lyrically, there are quite a lot of nursery rhymes in this, isn't there?
Go on.
Well, Jack and Jill went up the hill to have a little fun. Stupid Jill forgot her pill, and now they have a son. Why are you blaming Jill? Jack was involved as well.
I forgot that bit. That might be the best bit of the record.
Jack needs to take responsibility for his actions.
You're so woke, James. I like it. What if Jill was a bit of a pain in the arse? And what do you make of that notion?
In which case, don't go up the hill with her in the first place. Control yourself.
Yeah, all right. Fair enough. On YouTube comments, quite a few people were claiming they'd like it to be their funeral song, which I liked a lot.
Would you get everyone to sit down in the chapel, would you?
There's a version also Jules Holland's Hootenanny from about 10 years ago. I mean, the original video is a bit ropey on YouTube. I think if we're going to do it on our YouTube playlist, we should just bang that version up because it's kind of better. There he is being great. He's in the room. He's communicating with everybody. Everyone's having a whale of a time. It's nice.
That's Charlie Wilson of the three Gap Band brothers. Charlie Wilson was homeless for almost 2 years in the 90s because of drug and alcohol addictions. But he sorted himself out and he came back to work with, among others, Kanye, Bruno Mars, R. Kelly, Snoop Dogg, Tupac, Tyler the Creator. And he went on to win 12 Grammy Awards.
After his addiction and his problem.
After he beat his addictions. And then the performance on Hootenanny comes after that, obviously, as well.
Well done, Charlie.
In 2024, he came joint 9th on Series 11 of The Masked Singer, finishing ahead of Cisco, but behind Corey Feldman, Clay Aiken, and eventual winner Vanessa Hudgens. But yeah, this song just reminds me of family do's and Christmas parties when I was a kid, growing up and having to sit on the floor, and I never wanted to do it.
I only wanted to do it once when there was a girl at school I fancied. Because, you know, I'm also quite woke. It was non-challenging, but I really wanted to sit either behind her or in front of us, to either wrap my legs around her or have her legs wrapped around me. It never came off.
Here's a question for you.
Yeah.
Who would you ideally want behind you or in front of you
Great
in your
question.
ideal upside your head
Great
dance routine?
question. Great question. So in front of me, just because I've seen the way the wind's blowing recently with Greg Wallace and that, at the time of recording, I'm going to have a fella in front of me. And then behind me...
So just any man.
Any man will do. As Jason Donovan nearly said, any man will do.
Yeah, can we just point out he didn't do that? He's quite famously litigious.
It was a reference to Any Dream, but I get you. My apologies, Jason. And behind me. Now, that's a good question. Is it what you're looking for behind you?
Someone who's got comfy thighs.
I mean, thinking about it, maybe that girl I fancied at school, I'd like her to sit behind me still.
As she is now, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. You're a grown man.
I'm a toe tapper and that. I love rapper. That's a line for upside your head.
I'd like to be in between the crankies.
Yeah. Nice one.
Ian behind, little Jimmy in front.
I get you.
Number 6.
Down one to number 6. It's Oh Yeah by Roxy Music.
Oh yeah, brackets on the radio.
Another bloody bracket turning up to tell you what's really the title of the song.
This is the song that this week I keep forgetting how it goes. And I'm going to have to listen to it again to remind myself of how it goes. And then I go, yes, okay, it's that one. It's that one. Sometimes I forget how it goes while I'm listening to it.
Really? The hooks, the catchiness of the song doesn't stay in your head?
I don't think I've listened to this song before this week. I think this song has passed me by.
Okay.
And I've heard quite a lot of Roxy Music stuff. In my head, it keeps turning into Slave to Love, which is not even a Roxy Music song. It's just Brian Ferry on his own.
Yep. All right, then, let me be a bit personal. I saw Brian Ferry at Glastonbury several years ago. To be honest, I was not bored, but I was just watching it. It was fine, whatever. Yet when he played this song, it did it to me, James. So that was nice, having that memory of that happening. Despite it, I wasn't being typically elated throughout the gig and loving everything. But I love this song.
Why? What is it about this song that...
Its mood. I like its mood. I like its simplicity. I like the... I don't know how much of this is, let's call it informed memory, but it's like a country song, essentially, to me. It sounds like, despite its smooth production, it's pretty simple. And also what I like about it is the sentiment, the melody, the lyrics, all blah, blah, blah. They ring true to me. But I just like the way it shifts about. So at the beginning, it's just essentially G and C, yeah? Again, 2-chorder. How's it go?
See? Now you're asking.
No, don't give it. All right, so it's G and C for a bit, yeah? Mm-hmm. Simple as you can get. And you've got all that kind of whatever. That melody's going over there. And you think this is it, you know? Do da do ba do beware, and then it's got like again 3-chorder D D D D. How to know? Arguably, you could go and it feels like I'm in love. Yeah,
I can't not do it.
So you got kind of G C D, and then the beautiful bridge will knock it down. Serving my car in the movie show, yeah, whatever that be. It's F and D minor, back to D minor, and then the chorus is in C. There's a band playing, and again it's just 3 simple chords, C, F, and G this time. I mean, it works for me. I'm not saying that version does, but I just think it's got nothing but hooks.
You talked about driving to a movie show.
Yes.
Would that be a drive-in? Was that a thing in the UK ever? drive-ins?
No, I believe Brian Ferry, if he wrote it, is trying to plug into that kind of American dream a bit. Like I say, it reminds me so much of an old country song, like the notion of a song playing on the radio. It's all quite old-fashioned, isn't it, even in 1980? I was driving around to it this week and it was reminding me of long, hot summer evenings in the States. But I was in the pissing rain in Stoke-on-Trent and it still sort of worked its magic.
Well, that's good then. That's good that it has that power to transport you to somewhere else.
It sent me slightly loopy at Glastonbury and melted me, like I say, despite the about the rest of the set. YouTube, Derek Griffin is saying, Derek Griffin 6855. Sorry, I didn't mean to ignore the other 6854 versions of Derek Griffin. He's saying, I think about this tune 4 times a week at work. It stops me being bored.
Do you think he has an alarm to remind him to think of it? 4 times a week. That's a very specific, because that's not even once a day. I think of it 4 times a week. One day I don't think about it at all.
He must not be bored on that day.
It's a song about a song, and in particular, the concept of the playing our song, in this case, on the radio in our car. That's what Brian Ferry said.
Job done, Brian. You have conveyed that sentiment precisely.
He said, I was trying to create a picture of Americana and long hot summer evenings at the drive-in movies.
I said long hot summer evenings, just...
You're just like Brian Ferry, you are.
Maybe I read it somewhere.
Paul Carrack.
Oh, yeah.
Off of, later of Mike of the Mechanics and...
Squeeze.
He's credited on this as Strings.
Oh, really?
I don't know what that means.
He arranged the strings, I would imagine.
I guess so, but he's got credit on this. Tim Delisle of The Guardian.
Oh, yes, I'm already suspicious.
He said that Roxy Music are the second most influential British band of all time.
Oh, yeah.
After Brother Beyond. No, after the Beatles. Would you agree with that?
I mean, I've heard it a few times this weekend. People say to me, I'll tell you what the greatest song of the 80s. So immediately I start discounting it. I mean, how can anything be, apart from maybe the Beatles, but whatever. But yeah, I mean, no. Yeah, all right then, if he wants to say so, for The Guardian. Hey, The Guardian ask for money for support, don't they?
Yep.
Hey, join our Patreon.
In the year 2000, Brian Ferry and his family were aboard a British Airways flight to Nairobi when a passenger forced his way into the cockpit, attacked the pilot and caused the plane to lurch downwards. The assailant eventually was overcome and the pilot recovered from a descent of 12,000 feet in 25 seconds. It's the fastest rate of descent from which any civil aircraft has ever recovered.
I mean, I was not expecting that fact to come up when we were talking about this song.
Yeah, so Brian Ferry's the record breaker for that. He's plummeted down and survived.
I mean, if they took the, let's call it the communication between the airplane and base, it would be there's a scream coming on the radio. That'd change this song immensely. Yeah. There's a band playing on the radio with a rhythm of rhyming guitars. That's a nice line, isn't it?
Yeah. When I was a little kid, probably about the age that I was when this top 10 came out, so probably about 3, I did used to think when there were songs playing on the radio that they were all being played live by the bands. I thought they were actually there. Yeah.
Aww.
And maybe it's because of this song. Maybe I heard this song when I was 3 and I went, oh, there's a band playing on the radio. Must be all live.
I'm going to say that it's a thing, isn't it? Writing a song about a radio, that used to be, if it's not still now, but that's like kind of a move for a lot of pop stars, isn't it? Let's do it on the radio selector. Radio Gaga by Queen. Radio by Robbie Williams.
Yeah.
Video Killed the Radio Star, arguably mentions radio at least.
FM by Steely Dan.
Yeah, all right then. So all these songs about the radio, which, I'm guessing they all wrote with an I, that'll be played on the radio. What's the Elvis Costello one?
Radio.
Yeah, that's an anti-radio song, but nonetheless, all this relationship with the radio. I don't think there's as many songs. I haven't heard a song about the radio for a while. It should be all about algorithms now, isn't it?
Streaming.
Yeah. We've forced our way onto your playlist through a weird algorithm and a bit of streaming. That's not as catchy, is it? As all we hear is complicated algorithm streaming Gaga.
It's good. It's a good joke.
No, thanks.
You should be very proud.
I'm prouder of that than me trying to play it on the guitar, that's for sure. In part 2 of this week's Shooby Dooby Doo, what do you think we're going to be doing in part 2, James?
knitting.
We are going to be knitting, but also we'll be deep diving the top 5 from the 23rd of August in 1980, including ABBA, The Jam, a song that isn't by Dolly Parton, and the most expensive music video ever made. Here's a little example of that kind of stuff. Let's give it some joy first before we start doing that.
Why do you think I'm gonna do that?
I'm going to say this is better than Body to Body by Samantha Mumba, no offence.
Your hot takes, man.
Yeah, man.
You're gonna get us kicked off the internet.
Hey, yeah.
And you just want to go get some self-respect, Diana Ross. You're Diana Ross, for crying out loud.
Well done, Sheena Easton.
Is that your little Well Done Sheena Easton song?
I've never had a chance to use it in my life before, but...
Finally. Check out our Spotify and YouTube playlists and let us know your thoughts at shubipodcast@gmail.com. And for the songs that aren't in the top 10, join our Patreon community and become a subscriber.
We would like to thank every artist who made these records in these beautiful charts. We would like to thank all the people who bought them to put them in the top 10, but mainly we would like to thank you for listening to this. Please rate, review, share, subscribe, follow, and just tell your mates about it, eh? Old school. Thanks for listening. Until next time, shooby-dooby-doo-wop.
Bop, bop, shoo up.